Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a high-low peplum top. I'm using 6 yards of fabric for this tutorial. So let's get started. Now I'll place my fabric out. This is the front one. I'm going to be cutting out the front panel, then I use the front one to cut out the back panel. So for place our measurement, the shoulder is 14 inches, divide by 2, 7 inches, plus half an inch for seam allowance, 7.5 inches. I'm taking 4 inches for the neckline here, and the depth I'm taking 4.5 inches. So I'm going to be connecting the lines together. So I'm taking 9 inches for the armhole. You can use your French curve ruler or you use your hand to straighten it. From shoulder to bust is 11 inches. And shoulder to waist is 16 inches. So the length of the top is 18 inches, the first one, then before we cut out the peplum. So here I'm placing 1 inch here for the shoulder slant. Make 1 inch shoulder slant here. So I'll be placing the measurement now. The bust measurement is 38 inches plus 6 inches for seam allowance, which is 44 inches. You divide 44 by 4, it gives you 11 inches. Yeah, 11 inches. The waist measurement is 33 inches plus 6 inches for seam allowance, which is 39 inches. Divided by 4 gives you 9.75, which is 9 inches 3/4. So connect the line together from the post. I'm cutting out the fabric now. I'll cut the neck. And the shoulder. I'll be using this to cut the back panel because I want the back panel to be 2 inches bigger than this one because of the zip allowance. So I'll place this on top of the back one. And these 2 inches I'm adding to the back one is for zip allowance. The 6 inches I added to it earlier is for the side seam and the dart allowance. Cutting this, I'm cutting it into 2. That is where I will insert my zip. I'll put it aside. Next is to cut the down part, the peplum. So I'm placing fabric and spread my fabric on the table to cut out the peplum. I'm cutting out 2 peplums, so I will show you guys how I'm going to do it. I will start by folding my fabric into 2. Lay my fabric on the table. Then it's folded into 2. Here, this is where I'll place the waist measurement. The waist measurement I'm working with is 34 inches plus seam allowance already. So I'll divide it 34 inches by 2 because I folded my fabric into 2. 44 divided by 2 is 17 inches. I'll place my 17 inches here. I'll just take it around. Okay, this way. And here, and so place a mark at the midpoint here, so that we know how to measure it when cutting it. So this side, the long side, I'm taking this side. The short side, I'm taking 11 inches, 1 inch plus 1 inch for seam allowance. And the longer side, I'm taking about 38 inches because I want the back peplum very long. And so this is the long side. This is here, so I will just start drawing it. Take the line. So you still draw it and take it to meet this 12 inches cut out. So let me explain it again. So this is the, because my table is small, this is the waistline, which I divided into 2. So I might, this is the waistline, about 17 inches. You divide by 2, 34 divided by 2, 17 inches. So I place 17 inches here. I place 17 inches here, then take it around. And here I'm taking about 12 inches for the smaller side of the peplum, the shorter side. I'm taking about 36 inches. Here I'm taking about 36 inches for the longer side. Here is the longer side. What I'm going to do, this 12 inches I marked here. So I'm going to take it here. You just take the line, take it all the way here, curve it, and connect it to join the edge here. So I'm going to be cutting it out now. So here we'll be cutting out this place now. Start cutting it from here. So this is how it should look. This is the long side. Why this is the short side, and this is the waist measurement. So I'm going to cut out, next is for me to cut out the second peplum. The second peplum, I'm not going to be cutting it the same way I cut out this. I will show you how I'm going to cut out the second one. I'm going to be cutting out the second peplum. The second peplum, I'm not going to be cutting it the same way I cut out the first one. The first one is the longer one. This one is the one in the full side. So I'm going to be cutting it different way, using different method to cut out that, because I want that one very full. I'll fold my fabric into 2. And fold it again. So I will divide the waist measurement. The waist measurement, remember I said the waist measurement is 34 inches. So because I'm cutting out 2 of these for the second one, the second peplum, you divide 34 by 2, it gives you 17 inches. 17 inches divided by 4, because I'm taking half of the waist measurement to cut out this one, because I folded this one into 4. 17 inches divided by 4 is 4.25. That is 4 inches 1/4. So I'll place it here. I'll take it around. So for the length, I'm taking about 20 inches for the second one, the length. It's 20 inches. I'm cutting it out. I'm cutting out 2 of this. I make the waist a little bit bigger than the usual waist measurement because I want to make a little, I'll be making a little gather. If you're making this kind of top, you need 6 meters or 6 yards of fabric to make it come out very well. If you want it to come out very elegant, use 6 meters of fabric. So this is the first one I'm cutting out. I'm cutting out another one again. So I'll place my fabric. I'll use this to cut out the second one. And before I cut the low part out, it's taking a long process anyway. I've cut out the second one. So these are the two. This one is for the front and one is for the back. So where I'm going to be cutting is here, the center. So I'm going to take about 12 inches, just 1 inch for seam allowance, that is 13 inches. So I mark 13 inches here. So I'll be cutting out this out from here to make it a high, low peplum. So this is the short side and that is the long side. You're going to take it from here, where I marked the 12 inches plus 1 inches, that is 13 inches. You take it, and join it here to meet the 20 inches length on the other side, because this is the center side. This is where I'll be cutting out. So you go ahead and take your scissors in there. Go ahead and cut this out. So you open it up. Yeah, this is the long side. This place is short, the center part, and this side is the long side as well. So I'll be cutting out the sleeve now. So I'm not going to be showing how to cut out the sleeve because I have a video on how to make a sleeve. So I finished cutting the whole fabric. What we're going to do next is to put the fabric together. I added lining to it. I cut out the lining the same way I cut out the normal fabric. I already attached the lining to the fabric. So I will bring out the long peplum, one of the peplum, that is the longest one. I will fold it into 2 because I'm going to be cutting it into 2. What I'm going to do is to cut it into 2 here. So that is where the zip from the blouse will go through. So this is where I will attach my zip from the blouse all the way down to the So after I've done that, I will now go ahead and make a little pleat. So this is one part of the peplum, and this is one part of the peplum. So this is the back panel. This is one part, and this is one part. I cut them into 2. This is where the zip will go through. So I will take one part of the panel, the longest panel, the long panel, one part I cut out. I'll make a little pleat. I'm only attaching it to the back panel, So I will fold this to fit, to match this back side. I'll make a little pleat. I pleat it because I wanted this place to be full a bit. So I will take the second peplum. Now I cut out a peplum. This is one of the peplum. This is the back panel. And this one is the front panel. This is the high-low. The front one is low, while the back panel is high. So what I will do next is to cut this one, that is the back panel, the second one, cut it into two, because this is where I will still attach it to the other one, because that is where the zip will go through. Remember I said it's double peplum top. So I've done the first one. I'm going to be cutting this one into two again. This is where the back. I'll cut this into two here. Then I'll make a little pleat here. Then attach it to the other peplum before we attach them to the back panel top. So I'll cut this into two. So I will pleat this one a little bit the same way I pleat the long peplum. So this is the short one. I will attach it to this one. I will make a little pleat here, then attach it to this one, to the long one. I will pin both of them together, make a little pleat here. Just a little, not that much. This is the long one, and this is the short one. This is the back side, and this is where we attach my zip. I'll do the same thing to the other side. Remember I cut it into two. So as you can see, I've done the same thing to the two back sides. This is one side of the peplum, and this is one side, and this is one side. So I'll bring the top. This is the upper part. This is where the zip will go through. What I'm going to do next, before I attach it to the peplum, I'm going to mark out the dart just from midpoint. This is the midpoint. You take 4 inches. The same thing on this side. 4 inches. 4 inches on the side, that is for the dart. And I'm taking a 6 inches length. For the dart, the length is 6 inches. I will take half an inch on this side and half an inch on this side. Take half an inch here. And half an inch here. And draw my line from where the 6 inches start from. And draw a line here. I'll pin the dots. I'll do the same thing to the front panel. So I will now go ahead and sew the darts, the front panel and the back panel before I will attach the back to the plain, the peplum. I've attached the back side together, the two back peplum together. This one is one side. And this one is one side. This is for the back side. So I will now bring the upper part of the top, because I cut this into two as well. I explained everything earlier to you guys. What I'm going to do next is to place them together. I'll pin the upper part of the top to the peplum. I've already sewn the dart, so I will just go ahead and sew here. So this is for the back one. I will do the same thing to the front panel, and this is the front one. The front one is just for the front pan. This is the low peplum. The other side, the back side, is the high side, and why this is the low side, the high low, this is the low side of the top. I made a little pleat to the front panel just the way I did to the back one, so I'm still going to pin them together. Make sure the right side are facing each other. While I was cutting the peplum, I added some inches, some allowance to the waistline, so that I can have a little space to make the pleat I made. I finished attaching the upper parts to the down side. That is the back peplum. This is the back panel. I attached only one peplum at the front, and I attached two at the back, the long one and the short one. So I just attached only the short one at the front of the top. What I'm going to do next is to attach my zip. So I will go ahead and attach my zip here. After that, we sew both side and the shoulder together. So I finished attaching the zip to the back panel. This is the long peplum, and this is the short one. What I'm going to do next is to pin both sides, is to pin the front and the back panel together. And pinning both sides, and make sure the right side are facing each other. I will sew the shoulder and the both sides. Then before we attach the sleeve, we're almost done. So I finished sewing the both sides. This is the short peplum, and this is the long one. So what I'm going to do next is to attach the sleeve. Sorry guys, I didn't show how to cut out the sleeve here. If you want to know how to cut a sleeve, I have a video on how to make a sleeve pattern, so it will take me a long process to cut it out. So if you want to know how to cut a sleeve, just go to my channel. You will see a video on how to cut out a sleeve. I'm attaching the sleeve to the top, to the blouse or to the top. You just turn it out, inside out. You tuck it inside like so. You use your pin to hold it, and make sure the right side are facing each other. So I'll do the same thing to the other sleeve, to the side. I'll just go ahead and sew it round, sew the other side round. Then I will hem the button of the top. So guys, here's the finished look of the top. Here is the front, and this is the back. This side is very full, and that is exactly how I want it. So thank you guys for watching. See you on my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share my video. Love you all. Bye.